Thanks for everyone. Thanks for giving this opportunity. Data Tobagan team. I would like to say thankful to Andy and Victoria for giving this opportunity, and Richard as well, and moderator Steve. So today's topic is unlocking real-time intelligence with Microsoft Fabric. And before moving on to the topic and agenda, I'd just like to give myself an intro. I'm Rajendra Ongole. I'm a Microsoft Data Platform MVP and a super user at Microsoft Fabric community and 5 times certified trainer and MCT part. And I'm currently working in the Bosch, Robert Bosch, Hyderabad location. I'm one of the organizer at Deleted Community as well as Data Analytic Group, which I'm the founder there. So if you want to reach out on these topics like Microsoft Fabric or Power BI, you can reach out to me on my social networking site, which is listed on the right-hand side. So as this is a very interesting topic, which I want to just discuss with you related to the real-time intelligence in Microsoft Fabric. So it is one of the product in Microsoft Fabric. So if you're observing, it's a kind of a streaming data in the real world on any of the industries, which I will showcase and display the image also. What are the industries that are still, using this real-time analytics? So end-to-end activities, if you are driving with the data, you want to showcase some time series analysis as well as you want to project this information. The data source should be something like live source system, change data captures or Kafka source systems or maybe Confluence, whatever the source systems it is. So it is an unstructured, semi-structured, unstructured. It's not a matter. So it will be get it inject via events, which is a technical term. I will explain it in the next part and in the next slide. And if you're observing this part, complete architecture and the data will be get it analyzed at the event house where there is an inbuilt database. Once you can get start and create the event house name called KQL database, Custo Query Language. So there it will accept the gigabytes of data. Even one of the project which I'm currently working, petabytes of information we have it. It is extract, it's pulling the information and giving the result instantly, like an action-based intent derival as well as giving the real-time insights as well, how it is deriving and so on. We will discuss it. And the backend part, we have a KQL query set. Maybe if you want to write and do some transformations on the top of it, we can perform the KQL query set part and prepare the visualizations by using the real-time dashboard, or even Power BI application is also visible to you. We can prepare the visualizations on the top of Power BI layer 2. Then where the data extraction and how we are going to do the data extraction. So there are two ways we can extract the data. So we can get connected via real-time hub. That is one option, any of the dedicated workspaces that we created. Or maybe you can directly make use of Fabric environment and you can get start with the event house is the main one. Where we can do the extractions, injection of the data and preparation of the analysis. Two ways. Directly you can go to the real-time hub or else maybe the event house wise. You can get it, import the data and then do the further transformation and then analysis. These are all the things it will be get stored in one place, that is one lake. So we can also get it configured the one lake always on configurability. That option is also we can turn it on. Maybe if you want to give that instance for the further analysis or else further approvals part. This is an architecture based. We can see it in the top. High speed data analysis we can perform. And the source system should be any kind we can extract it via, which will be supported like Kafka or change data capture, Azure or Postgres SQL source system with a CDC capture analysis and so on. Let me showcase understand about how this real-time intelligence in Microsoft Fabric. As I said, it's a fully managed services where if you want to do the time series analysis with kind of different Windows functionalities, we can get it performed. And it will accept, as I mentioned, structure, semi or unstructured source system too. We can inject more than as per the data source systems, which is a cloud analysis, cloud-based or else on-premises, we can get it extract. And completely the latest insights, we can see it via real-time dashboards as well. So we can scale it up the data part as per the source systems, which is going to be on like gigabytes to the petabytes of data, which will be get executed, and we can see the like a system configuration users on the event house itself. So I'm going to showcase to you how it looks like and the processing part where the data will be get visible to you on the event house and event streaming part so that you will get a more clarity on real-time intelligence, how we are going to execute it. Fine. As I said, main motto here to get it understand event stream. Main usage of this event stream is purpose here. We have to get it inject the data. Either the data source should be something like IoT source system or event hub. Maybe the mission activities or customer transactions too, like daily transactions too. Maybe I want to see some analysis on how this executable step by step we can make use of it. And the role here, it will be acts like a real-time data activator or rotator router, which will be like a conveyor belt. Maybe the data will be get processed and we can also see the destination layer. Where do you want to store it? Maybe if you want to get it stored on the existing lake house, or maybe you want to get it created on an event house and their lake houses too. Maybe we can get it store this activity, the extracted data in any of it. And it will coming to the supporting part, you can see the typical output, the lake houses, event house or KQL databases, and the backend data should be get stored in the form of a delta tables, which will be compressed file format source system. Fine. Once you extract it, can we perform some transformations just like how we will do it in the Power BI? Yes, some of the transformations we can perform like filtering, grouping, or split the data, or combine the information from different tables. These activities we will get it performed while doing the data extraction via event streaming process itself. So one more interesting term that we need to understand once you can get start with the real-time intelligence, that is event house. So what is this event house? How we are going to get it work with this event house? As I said, once the event data is being imported, the data has to get it stored in somewhere. So once you can create event house, automatically KQL database will be get added. It's not a different database like a SQL transaction database. It will support it, but by default, KQL Crystal Query Language database will be get create once this event house will be get create. So the data will be get stored, and on the top of it, if you're familiar, maybe complete today's activity and do it up again, we can see a lot of KQL stuff as well. So you can also write it, the statements, you can prepare the queries, and instant visualizations, we can get it visualized by using this Gusto query language. Like maybe in my current uh, session also, I'm going to showcase to you few of the statements and I will execute it. How we are going to create the statements, and by default, some of the KQL statements will be get created. Like we need to configure with the tables like count of number of records, or maybe I want to see the complete table information. Maybe what is the last 24 hours data which has been loaded. That information also it will be get visible to you by writing this KQL stuff. And mainly it will be get used the event house, the main process here. It will be get accept the petabytes of, gigabytes to the petabytes of information, and we can see the complete storage information and who is working on and who is monitoring the data part, and everything will be get visible to you on once this event house will be get created. Let me showcase to you that once we'll get start with the demo. So as I said, you can get it extract the data from a real-time hub as a dedicated workspaces will be get created. It's a single location where we can see the all the source systems, whether it is a Microsoft defined or other external source systems like web pages clicking or Amazon Web Services and so on. We can get it extract and pull the live streaming source systems too. Fine. What are the data sources that will be get support on Eventstream source system? You can see in the list of source systems, so which is supporting currently on the real-time hub, real-time data extractions part. So you have to get it inject the data via event hub or IoT source system, along with which has been listed there. And few of the sample data files, Microsoft it is providing for our learning curve, like bikes or bike source system is there, and another one is a stock market related live source system is there, and one more yellow taxi related live data metric of operation is also available, so that we can make utilize this and we can do some, before moving on to the main project, we can perform some activities here and then we can implement it. And what is the destination? So as I said, once the event stream will be get created, destination, we have to get it configure the event stream destinations part, whether the data as I said, right, once the data inject, it has to get it stored on event house. We can create the event house, or maybe any of the existing lake houses, we can get it configure. And even some of the fabric activator source systems also will visible to you once we can create this event stream process source systems. And coming to the event stream, what are the backend transformations we can get it filter? As I said, these are the data transformations we can perform it once the data has been get it extract. So in my current example as well, I will create it via one of the transformation group by, and I can showcase to you how we will try to perform once the event stream source system will be get create. And with a kind of what I will do in the sense bike streets, number of bikes in a street combination, I will try to showcase to you by doing some group by operation transformation, and we will see it. So backend, these are the transformations once the event stream will be get created, and we can do these operations on the top of it. And the Windows functions, it will be get support like tumbling, sliding, slicing, and so on. What is this? Windows function in the sense, suppose, as I said, right, this is completely time series wise analysis. If you're observing the first example, which is a tumbling tumbling Windows function. So maybe there is a time series which has to be get it execute on 30 seconds. And one of the time frame is from 1 to 10, and it has to get it cut at the 10 seconds. After the next 10 seconds, it has to get it executed as an another new time series. So this kind of interval without any overlap and without any, I mean, continuous execution, we will call it as a tumbling source system. So there is continuation is there, but it is not overlapped with one time series above time series with the next execution of the second time series. So that is then one of the tumbling configurations we will try to get it added on this event stream configurations part whenever if you're creating these aggregations and so on. Like that, one more Windows function which I have added as a sliding. So it will be get added, but some of the duration at the 5 seconds, it has been get generated as an another time series event from 10 to 15 execution. It has been overlapped and it has been processed for the next 30 seconds. So like this, the time duration with overlap, continuous overlap, and without any fail, and generation the time series analysis is then another sliding operation. Like that, session is there for a vertical time series analysis. Hoping operation is also available with the continuous execution of this time series analysis. So these are all the different Windows functions which will be get configured based on the seconds or minutes wise configurations based on the backend data, how we need to get it executed, which will be get support tumbling, sliding, sessions, hoping, and snapshot. Fine. Once, how we are going to get it inject the data into the real time. As I said, here in this example, I have showcased to the stock data, but in our current demo session, I'm going to showcase the bicycle analysis, which is a real-time streaming. So we have to get it capture the information, which is going to be a stock information, live data, and we have to get it renamed. So we can also rename it as a stock stream.stream iPhone. And after that, you can also get it performed with some different transformations. You can see in the last icon, which is visualized to you, the transform event and add the destination. If you want to add it, the direct destination, we can add it. Or maybe if you want to get it perform some data, I mean, some inbuilt transformations means, as I mentioned, the group by or filtering the information and so on, we can get it perform on this table. I mean, whatever the data extraction or else a table information we have used. So the results instantly whenever you are selecting the particular box, it will be get visible to you how the data has been executed. And maybe if there is any error information, you can see the error notification also in the down corner itself. And maybe if you want to pick up something like an API interfaces for some other needs, we can get the API references also on by selecting this stress results, and we can copy that API resource systems. Maybe if you want to get it configured with our another lake houses or inbuilt source systems too. Fine. As I said, the backend language is once the event house created, Custo query language. So it will accept the larger data source system. So it will be get stored, and on the top of it, whether the data is a structured or unstructured, it will be get detected. But the thing is, once you can get start with the KQL, it's a case sensitive. We have to be very cautious while defining the table names. It will not accept any spaces. and columns and operators we have to be more flexible once we can try to start deriving these Kusto languages. And it's an analyze based on the log queries backend Azure monitoring, which will get a huge log information in the form of a cache or the data explorer things and Microsoft Sentinel analysis too. Let me showcase to you in the practical how it is and how it looks like once the Kusto query set will be get created. Some of the key capabilities that we have to keep in mind once you are working on this KQL databases. So it's an unlimited sources, data extractions part is completely scalable and it will accept all the structured types, the formatting part, structured or semi-structured and unstructured source systems. And it's going to have a high performance part. So you can see the complete monitoring activities. And it is not only execute one particular database, we can also add multiple database into an same, Kusto query databases part, like just like how we will get it added in the SQL Server Management Studio. And it will also showcase the time series and who is monitoring the kind of complete stats we can observe on this Kusto query language, that particular monitor. Along with that, whenever that particular KQL event house will be get created, the tables will be get defaultly get generated with an index as well as partition point of things. That's what you just have to keep in mind once you can get started with this KQL databases. Coming to this industries or verticals, what are the verticals? So as I said, most of the organizations like manufacturing, whoever leading in my mobility sector as well, Robert Bosch, we are using on the logistics sector part and as well as one of the project on energy and utilization. So these are the different verticals which we can get it the real-time store source systems and we can pull this and try to do these configurations of the real-time intelligence in Microsoft Fabric application. Fine. How we are going to showcase the visualization? It is almost similar to the Power BI, but if you want to visualize it on an real-time numbers at an instant insights, we can make use of real-time dashboard also. We can prepare it on the top of the event house itself. We can see that particular icon and we can create it in the form of a tiles. And from there, we can configure the backend source system, the live configurations like continuous scheduler, or maybe my data get visible to maybe after 5 minutes or 10 minutes of frequency, we can get it configured and we can showcase to the end user front. And one more thing, I just want to, once I will get start creating this real-time dashboard, so we can also create multiple queries, that QuickWell queries, and we can duplicate it and we can get it configured with the another visualization stuff also. That part also I'm going to showcase in my demo. Please focus. Let me showcase to you. We need to have, maybe if we want to get start with the real-time intelligence, we need to have a proper license. I'm currently using the Fabric trial. If you're observing at the top, Fabric trial account. And also we need to have a dedicated workspace. If you want to make use of this real time, not in my workspace, let me showcase to you how we are going to create a new workspace. Let me create one new workspace. Real time. I'm currently using the trial. Apply. Just give me a minute. So just to create it as a workspace, currently it is a blank workspace. Fine. How we will navigate to the real-time source system? So from here, new item, first you can get start with the event house. You can type it the one of the service event house, or as I said in my slide, there is a real-time hub as well. So here on this more option, you can find to get it extract the data via Eventstream for the ingestion part, we can use this real-time hub as well, real-time. Select it. This is the front-end view, how it looks like. So get start. So add data, we can see the different sources, like as I said, Microsoft source. These are all the Microsoft source systems, Azure IoT or CDC, change data capture source systems, which is from on-premises to the cloud environment migrations and so on. And even some sample scenarios they have provided, as I said, bicycle, stock market, alert access, even the public feed like a weather analytics also they have added. Let me showcase that option as well. Public feeds like real time weather locations. We can get it configured. We can see the live streaming data, how it will be get triggered and it will be get added to your source system. And as I said, I will showcase you in the today's example bicycle. Let's get connect to it. So I'm creating the event stream here by using the real-time hub. I'm creating the event stream. So we can get it a new name. You can also create it. And here also you can get it configure the new name source system here. You can see the small pen icon. Let me give it a bike. So see here, it's not allowing me with the space and so on. So try to make sure that bike source and it will get added as an event stream. And still here also, if you want to add something, maybe the table references, you can add it. Like, let me change it to bike source stream, validate it. Bike source, this is the streaming name. So bike source underscore stream hyphen stream. Click on next. So on the left hand side, top corner, if you're observing, I'm just trying to configuring the existing sample data bikes and I'm trying to reviewing. So I'm connecting where it is getting stored and what is an event stream name and the stream name. So bike source stream and underscore hyphen stream. Let's try to connect to it. It will take some time based on the network and bandwidth. Main advantage is if you are working on the real-time sources, it's better to go with this real-time source system and one of the a powerful solution from Microsoft Fabric, and we can utilize these functionalities in future. And from here itself, we can get it configure the destination by opening this event stream or just try to use the finish option too. So automatically anyway, we are going to create event house and so on. So what happen if you can use this open event stream? Let me showcase to you this instead of finishing. And so once you can select this open event stream, you can see on the left hand side vertical bike source event stream. This is the event stream icon. And currently the data source has been loaded, live source system. And this is the backend, I mean like source streaming data, which will be get saved in the form of bike source underscore stream hyphen source. And here we need to configure, do you want to directly load this table to the event house, or maybe you want to add the destination to store this information to existing any of the lake houses or any of the custom endpoints. So here we need to get it configure. So some of the transformations as a showcase to my in my presentation, these are the list, like it will support the functionalities part, filters or aggregators, manage the required fields. Maybe if you want to remove some unwanted fields, you can remove it. And group by or union configurations it will be supporting. Fine. What I will do in the sense, I will get add the destination. From here, we can add the event house to see this destination, we can add it, or maybe directly if you want to generate some activators and trigger some alerts, means we can get it configured this reactor, this particular activator tool as well. But what I will do in this is I will create event house from here, or separately I will showcase to you how we are going to create an event house. Okay, let me publish it. Once you use the publish option, the data will be get published and it will be visible to you. Give me a minute. 1 second. Sorry, 1 second. So I'm just trying to publishing it. So currently, if you're observing published successfully, you can see the data in the down, and it is a live. Fine, but we haven't added any destination yet. So what I will do in the sense, I will again navigate back to the workspace which I have created. So currently the event stream has been done. Let me create an event house as well by using this new item. So you can proceed with the event house creation from the directly event stream, or you can use this workspace and we can create it as well. Event house, give the name like. So see here, once event house get created, some of the key areas that we need to keep in mind, left hand side, these are all the connections and so on. We can connect the databases, KQL databases. In center, if you're observing, system overview, which what is the size of extractions, how much the original size, and what is the compressed information and so on, we can view it. And if you can see vertically, the storage allocations, we can observe it, and the number of times the data has been passed and so on, and who is monitoring those statistics, along with what is the regular used queries, I mean SQL queries, and where the top 10 database ingestion has been done. These analysis we can observe here, like as I said, the names and who are users, top 5 users. Those details will be get visible to you in the system overview, the center part. And coming to the complete right hand side, event house details, like we can also make use of this copy activity and we can share it and configure with the existing source systems, so like lac houses and so on. Fine. What I will do in the sense, bike analysis, I have created the name of it. And here I want to add this current source system, that is an Eventstream source system. Let me showcase to you how I'm going to get it added. Here, 3 horizontal ellipse button. So let me get data from an event stream, existing event stream. I'm not creating any new event stream, existing one, that is a bike source, which I have already created, the ingestion part. Select it. It will open a prompt and try to give the new table name, bike db. Try to configure the workspace. Currently, I have used, this is the workspace name, streaming name. Automatically, it is popping up stream type. And maybe if you want to see the processing and ingestion part, you want to create it, any further more transformations and so on, we can make use of it and select it and navigate to the event stream back. But I'm not doing it. Let me do it later, because when I'm doing the data transformation, what happen if I can select it as a next? You can see a lot of transformations inside. On the left hand side, what activities we have performed, that will be get start. Source, I have got it configured and inspected the data on the types of streaming analysis, and currently it is summarizing on executing the number of the data or records. So 50 events has been found, 50 events has been get selected, and from here I'm just using the finish option, so that my database, it will be get added to this that particular event stream source system, and from there I can execute other queries, other transformations, and even I can try to prepare the visualizations on the top of it. So let's try to close it, and even from here also we can prepare the dashboard, real-time dashboard from here. Closing it. So this is the complete set. So bike analysis database, and these are the table information, materialized view and functions. So if you want to get it, delete it, we can delete this complete option as well. We can delete this database it will not get it visible again. So we have to get it configured one more time. But what I will do in the sense, I want to showcase the cake file stuff. So by default, some of the statements will be get it added here. You can see this is the query set, and we have to give the table name. What is the table name here? I have provided cake bike db. Just try to make sure that bike db, and underscore hyphen pipeline operator is for taking the references, and take is an option. What is the execution point? 100 records I'm expecting to see, but usually 50 records has been loaded from this data. And some of the statements are predefined. KQL database statements. So you have to just pass the table name to check these statements. DB, and it is a case sensitive. One more time, just giving a heads up. 51 records, 50 events has been loaded. And last 1 hour records it is. So we can see the last 1 hour records also. From here, we can prepare some ad hoc visualizations. We can also prepare it by using this add visual. Or maybe with this, you want to prepare a kind of a dashboard or something, we can get it prepared via pin to the dashboard and you can see the live metric. And from there, you can get it configure the types of visualizations and so on. I will showcase to you that process as well, but from here, we can get it navigate to the real-time dashboard configuration, that particular window. Fine. What I will do in the sense, assume that this particular bike analysis, which I have created, I want to create a separate one more table name called street number of bikes on last 24 hours, how many number of bikes on the street wise. I want to see that particular count as a new table. In such scenario, we have to go back to the data transformations that we are going to perform at the event stream, and we have to perform the transformation group by, and we will create it as a new table. How I'm going to do it? Let me showcase to you that process. See here vertically, these are the icons for the stream. This is the pink color with the stream, and this is the event house, and this is the database icon. Let me navigate back to the event stream. So I'm going to derive a new table, which I'm going to fetch it from the bike stream, bike source system. And here, the streets by bike, that particular new table, I want to group it. And also I'm going to showcase to you what is this Windows function, tumbling, hopping, and so on. I'm going to showcase that process as well, the time series process, and then we will get it visualized. So currently it is a live. Let me make it as an edit mode. So in the top itself, we have the options. Currently in the live, we cannot add any of the new source or else any of the data transformations. We can edit it. So the same screen, once edited, you can see something like a background change, and you can see the data in the underneath here, test result. It's a completely no code platform. So you can see the direct connections and so on, so that we can navigate and we can project the tables also will be get visible to you on the event houses. So as I said, I'm going to perform a group by transformation, group by. Let me give a connection to this. Here we have an option to edit. So group by on which field we have to choose the field name. So I'm expecting the sum of bikes in a street. So try to choose any aggregation functions sum here. These many aggregation functions are there. If you can open the type here from average, min, max, and so on to the sum, I'm expecting sum. And here choose the field. The fields that are available in bike data source. These are the fields. Sorry. Number of bikes. Choose me this. So the name is sum of number of bikes. Add it as a field. And it is an optional. Group by aggregation is an optional. So I'm not, maybe if you can choose it as an streetwise, that's what I said, right? I'm choosing the street is my optional group by. So here are the Windows functions, time series functions. So multiple time series functions are there as discussed: hopping, session, sliding, snapshot, and tumbling. These are the different time series that Windows functions are there. So tumbling function, how it will work in the sense, in a series of 1 to 30 seconds, maybe the first event it and completed the 5 seconds, and after the next 5 seconds instantly without any overlap it will be get started the next time series event. So without any overlap, that is the thing, the advantage of time tumbling Windows function. And here also we can get it configure the time duration, whether it is a seconds and offset time duration, we can get it configure. So I'm using the by default 5 seconds itself. Save it. Save it. So currently it is an error. We have to create and configure with the data source system where we want to store this particular group by table. So what I will do in this sense, I will create the destination event house. See here, this is what the ingestion part. Once you have to select the event house processing before ingestion of the data. Event house is the destination name. So maybe I'll just try to give the proper naming convention like streets, bikes, workspace is seen, bike analysis, database here the already existed one, table, bike DB, or maybe if you want to create it as a new table, we can create it. That's what our main motto. Let me create it as a new table. Street, bikes, table, and input data format is a JSON file. Save it. Let me give a connection to this. And we can also see the data once we publish into this. So you can see at the top, let me publish it. Once you publish, automatically the streets bikes table will be visible to you on event house. Completely live data, we can see the how it has been performed, the grouping, what is the output from this grouped table. So what are the columns that we have picked? That information along with the Windows function, and we can see the number of bikes, sum of bikes, which I have used as an aggregation function there. Still execution is going on. It's going on still. You can see here it's still processing. Yeah, select. Let me navigate back to the database, KQL database. If you can expand this table, you can see one more table as well. Let me refresh. Refresh. Yeah, you can see this output, street bikes, streets, sum of bikes, and this is the Windows function which I have chosen as in tumbling. Let me create a new query set and give it as an got it. So see here, my table has been arrival, street bikes table. Let's try to write some statements too. So I have picked some of the statements. Let me showcase to you as well. Street bikes. You can see the output of those columns itself, not all the columns. So I have picked the street, which is an optional, but I have picked it, a number of bikes, and this is the tumbling function. Next, street bikes. It's a count operator. Executed. 104 number of records. And what I will do in the sense, I'll just try to prepare some of the statements here. Maybe I want to see the last summarization with the last 24 hours records too. Let me copy this as the time consumption. And one thing, please, when you are writing, either you can use the square bracket inside the single inverted quotes for the table, or without that also it will work. Like example, currently street bikes. So I'm not using any street bikes. I'm not using any square bracket. We can also execute it in this way for the last 1 hour bikes configuration also number. And this is with bracket, square bracket inside, you can call it your table name. Okay. street, bikes table, execute it. And you can see the result for the Windows function at street and so on. And maybe if you want to view the last 24 hours data, or maybe the 10 records at configuration part, five top five records and so on, we can add the take and five as well. No, I'm just adding the table name, which is completely different. Street bike 10. Execute it and see the result. So from here, how can we navigate and see the real-time visualization or else the real-time insights? So as I said, you can pin it as a new dashboard, or maybe if it's already existed any dashboard, you can also pin these queries to the dashboard. So how to pin it? Let me showcase to you the process. Pin to the dashboard. If there is any existing, you can pin it. If not, you can create it as a new dashboard. Let me give it as a new bike analysis and giving the tile name as a table chart it is created. So once it will get open the tile, and you can also see the dashboard there. It's going to be another Windows browser. And here the complete visualizations part, we can also add the new visuals by using the queries, or maybe you can also duplicate the existing query and do the remaining all other visualizations. Like example, so currently I'm using the dashboard part in the view mode. Let me change it to the edit option. And here, as I said, it is a table chart, right? We can edit it and change the visualizations too. So currently it is a table. Maybe I can change it to bar chart, and you can see the analysis. Maybe let me change x-axis preference here as a street so that it looks good. Street, and save it. Save it, apply these changes. So it will be get visible in this way. X-axis is the street, and this is the number of bikes on each and every city. So maybe if you want to get it, duplicate the same, we can duplicate it via tile options. We can duplicate it and change to some another visualizations too. Or maybe if you have some other queries, we can also use this queries too. Let me showcase you that process too. Here, maybe let me showcase maybe the 5, execute it. These are the 5 locations, 5 street. Let's try to create some another visualization. This time I will use bar chart left side too. Y-axis with street, x-axis with bikes. Let's see. Okay, fine. It's not working. Sorry for that. 1 minute. Just sorry. Edit. Just changing the tile name to bar chart. Street. These are all color combination as well as the conditional formatting. We can apply it, but I'm not doing. Let me showcase you. Once we apply, it looks in this way. That's fine. But here, the time, I haven't scheduled it. Maybe I want to see the analysis. If you're observing the time range is last 1 hour base, it is analyzing and we can see the output. But I want to configure the scheduling as well. Maybe I want to see the stats continuously monitoring. In such kind of a scenario, you can use this manage approach and use an auto refresh. Currently it is a disable. Let me enable it and try to configure continuous refresh with continuous refresh rate time. You can see the analysis which will be get changed, and maybe still if you want to see some kind of a notifications or alert kind of a mechanism, we can also get it configured via activator. So I haven't configured it, but currently it is in the edited mode. So let me change it from edit mode to the view mode. save the changes. So from here, we can also set it as an alert. It's like an activator. Maybe I want to trigger if the number of bikes has been exceeded up to 60 or else maybe 40. I want to get it some kind of a notification for this location. So in such kind of a scenario, we can set an alert. For this individual bars option is also there. Let me change it to this particular one also. Set an alert. So the frequency part every 5 minutes, 30 minutes, and so on. Let me configure with 5 minutes and check condition. So based on what? On group by default it is. And group field is a street and number of bikes, this is a condition. And here the types of mails and actions we can get it trigger via email, or maybe if you want to get it in the Teams channel, you want to see some notification or other this, we can also configure with the Teams as well. Maybe the group of people they can try to view it and we can see the stats accordingly. And let me save it as a new item, activator or bike street update condition. Give me a minute. Okay, so forget this. Giving the value 50 if it will reach test. That's fine. Test I can provide it. So that you can send, I mean, we will get it as a notification action as a send me an email, or maybe the group files we can also configure with the teams, and we will see the insight. If it is exceeded or equal to 50, you can get the notification alerts to our mailboxes accordingly. So, and one more thing I will discuss and then I will stop up to this part. So this is a process to create an alert. So it will be get saved in the location in the form of an activator. And this is the source configuration which have been configured with the Eventstream source system. And the action type, I want to send it as an email to that particular whoever configured the user. He will get a notification alert so that he can see that alert notification and then take some quick decisions accordingly. And few more things I'll just try to showcase to you and then I will wrap up for this session. The things that we have to remember, by default, once on the database part, event house created, one lake is disabled. Maybe if you want to reuse this particular database for the future references and so on, we can get it enabled and it will be get stored on the lake houses as well. But by default, it is turned off and we can also enable it for the cost saving process and so on. This is one thing. And one more thing, the policy data policies part, data updates, update configurations and so on. So just try to check the policies and configurations, how it has been get it triggered and so on. These information get be visible to you, like the data policies, how many days you want to get it visible, or maybe the cache information. I mean, instead of saving it, we can also get rid of the cache information also by turning off, I mean, on option of this functionality. By default, it is turned on. We can also get it configured. Number of days we can mention it, and then we can get rid of the older data by using option as method. And this is the one. Fine. And if you have any questions, please let me know. And I'm wrapping up to this part. And if you have any questions, thanks.